In level 2, we're going to introduce positives and negatives, and our middle term will be the negative this time. We still start by taking out something if possible. There's nothing possible, so we don't need the GCF. A is 1, B is negative 8, C is 12. A times C is positive 12. So 12 will make up the top of my box, or my X, and B for the bottom, so negative 8. List the factors of 12. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Those are all of the factors. Look at your factoring flowchart. The sign of our top number or the last number is positive, so we'll follow it down and see that I can use 2 positives and 2 negatives. The sign of my middle number or the bottom of your X is negative, so I have to use 2 negatives this time. So making all of my factors negative means that I will need to look for something that adds to be negative 8, negative 2, and negative 6. So we'll quickly check that negative 2 and negative 6 do multiply to be a positive 12. Negative 2 and negative 6 do add together to be negative 8. The first term will go in the first box. So x squared, last term, last box. There's our 12. And the negative 2 and negative 6 will be the last 2 boxes with x's from the middle. What can I take out of the top? X. Out of the bottom, negative 2. The left side, x. The right side, negative 6. Now what told me that I should take a negative out? Well, if you look at this box touching the outside, it was negative. Whenever that happens, we want to take a negative out. The other indicator would be when you mentally check, do these outside numbers multiply to be the inside numbers? And when you check that, you would see that the only way to make them all work would be if I had negative 2 and a negative 6 out. So my solution is x minus 6 and x minus 2. Second problem. Can I take something out of all the pieces? And I cannot. A is 1, B is negative 5, C is 6. So A times C would be 6, and that's the top of our x. Negative 5 is the bottom of my x as the B term. Factors of 6, 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Use your factoring flowchart. The sign of the top or the last number is positive. So I'll have 2 positives or 2 negatives. The sign of the middle or bottom of your x is negative, so I have to use 2 negatives. So negative 2 and negative 3 are the only ones that will add to be a negative 5 and multiply to be a positive 6. You can quickly check that. Negative 2 and negative 3, those multiply to be positive 6. That's what I want. Negative 2 and negative 3, those add together to be negative 5. That's what I want. First term goes in the first box. The last term goes in the last box. And then negative 2 and negative 3 will be in the remaining boxes with an x so that they add together to be the middle term. What can I take out of the top? X. Out of the bottom, negative 2. The left side, I can take an x, and the right side, I can take a negative 3. So x minus 2 and x minus 3 is my solution.